Hello children, I am Shubhashish. Children, in our last video where we talked about fractions, we learned that fractions help us share things equally, like dividing up a yummy chocolate bar into equal pieces. We explored how fractions show parts of a whole using numerators and denominators. We also saw fractions on a number line and discovered different types like proper fractions and improper fractions. Plus, we tackled mixed fractions, which are like whole numbers and fractions combined. We even learned how to find equivalent fractions and put them in their simplest form. It was fun marking fractions like 1 by 2, 1 by 3 and 1 by 4 on a number line to see where they fit between 0 and 1. Now get excited because in this video we are going to dive into adding and subtracting fractions. We'll learn how to combine and take away parts of wholes and mixed fractions. Learning outcomes. After the completion of this lesson, you will be able to know: add like fractions and convert unlike fractions for addition. Subtract like fractions and convert unlike fractions for subtraction. Perform operations on mixed fractions using conversion techniques. Apply arithmetic operations systematically to solve fraction problems. Keywords from this lesson are fractions, numerator, denominator, like fractions, unlike fractions, proper fractions, improper fractions, mixed fractions, addition of fractions, and subtraction of fractions. Children, first let us see adding fractions. The addition of fractions is a little different from the normal addition of numbers, since a fraction has a numerator and denominator which is separated by a bar. The addition of fractions can be easily done if the denominators are equal, while like fractions have common denominators. Unlike fractions are converted to like fractions to make addition easier. How to add fractions? Fractions are part of a whole. Before moving to addition of fractions, let us quickly revise what are fractions. Fractions are made up of two parts, the numerator and the denominator. A general representation of a fraction is a by b, where a is the numerator, b is the denominator, and b cannot be 0. For example, 2 by 3, 14 by 5, 6 by 7, 28 by 9, and 21 by 43. Just like other numbers, we can perform the arithmetic operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication and division on fractions. The addition of fractions means finding the sum of two or more fractions. Adding like fractions. In case of like fractions, the denominator is same, so we can add them easily. Steps to add like fractions. Add the numerators. Leave the common denominator same, don't add the denominator. Write the answer as numerator 1 plus numerator 2 by common denominator. Let us see one example. Add 1 by 4 plus 2 by 4. Solution. 1 by 4 plus 2 by 4 is equal to 1 plus 2 by 4, which is equal to 3 by 4. Now we will see adding unlike fractions. If we have to add the unlike fractions, first we have to find the equivalent fraction of the given fractions in the same denominator, then add them. Steps to add unlike fractions. Take the LCM of the denominator of the given fractions. Find the equivalent fractions of both fractions with LCM as the denominator. Add them as the like fractions. Let us see one example. Find 4 by 5 plus 3 by 8. Solution. Take the LCM of 5 and 8, which is 40. So, 4 by 5 into 8 by 8 is equal to 32 by 40. 3 by 8 into 5 by 5 is equal to 15 by 40. 32 by 40 plus 15 by 40 is equal to 47 by 40, which is equal to 17 by 40. Children, let us see subtraction of fractions. Subtraction of fractions is an arithmetic operation to be performed to find the difference between two fractions. To subtract two like fractions, we have to subtract the numerators and write the difference over the common denominator. While to subtract two unlike fractions, you have to first convert them into like fractions by taking the LCM of the denominator. We can subtract a whole number and fraction 2 by writing the whole number in fraction form. For example, 3 is equal to 3 by 1. How to subtract fractions? Fractions are referred to as a part of a whole. A group of fractions can be classified as like fractions and unlike fractions based on the denominator value. Like fractions are those that have the same denominator. For example, 3 by 4 and 5 by 4. While unlike fractions are those that have different denominators. For example, 2 by 3 and 4 by 7. We can find the difference between two like fractions, unlike fractions, and fractions and whole numbers. Subtracting like fractions. Steps to subtract the like fractions. Subtract the small numerator from the bigger one. Leave the common denominator same. Write the answer as big numerator minus small numerator by common denominator. Let us see one example. Subtract 2 by 4 from 3 by 4. Solution. Three by 4 minus 2 by 4 is equal to 3 minus 2 by 4, which is equal to 1 by 4. Now we will see subtracting unlike fractions. Steps to subtract unlike fractions. Take the LCM of the denominator of the given fractions. Find the equivalent fractions of both fractions with LCM as the denominator. Subtract them as the like fractions. Let us see one example. Find 3 by 4 minus 1 by 5. Solution. LCM of 4 and 5 is 20. 3 by 4 into 5 by 5 is equal to 15 by 20. 1 by 5 into 4 by 4 is equal to 4 by 20. 15 by 20 minus 4 by 20 is equal to 11 by 20. Children, next we will see operations on mixed fractions. We can apply arithmetic operations on mixed fractions in the same way as we add, subtract, multiply and divide numbers. Addition of mixed fractions. To add mixed fractions, we follow the steps given below. Step 1. Convert the mixed fractions to improper fractions. Step 2. Check whether the denominators are the same or not. Step 3. If yes, add the numerators of the fractions and write down the result. Step 4. If the denominators are not the same, then convert them to like fractions. Find out the least common multiple of the denominators to make them the same. Step 5. Now add the numerators to get the result of the addition. Let us see one example. Let us add 1 by 2 and 2 by 2. Solution. After we convert the mixed fractions to improper fractions, we get one by 2 is equal to 3 by 2. And 2 by 2 is equal to 5 by 2. On adding, we get 3 by 2 plus 5 by 2 is equal to 8 by 2. After simplifying, 8 by 2, we get 4. Subtraction of mixed fractions. To subtract mixed fractions, we follow the steps given below. Step 1. Convert the mixed fraction to improper fractions. Step 2. Check whether the denominators are the same or not. Step 3. If yes, subtract the numerators of the fractions and write down the result. Step 4. If the denominators are not the same, then find out the LCM of the denominators to make them the same. Step 5. Now subtract the numerators to get the result of the subtraction. Let us see one example. Let us subtract 2 by 3 from 3 by 3. Solution. After we convert the mixed fractions to improper fractions, we get 2 by 3 is equal to 7 by 3. And 3 by 3 is equal to 11 by 3. On subtracting, we get 11 by 3 minus 7 by 3 is equal to 4 by 3. Converting 4 by 3 to mixed fraction, we get 1 by 3. Points to remember. Combine like fractions by adding the numerators while preserving the denominator. Convert unlike fractions into like fractions by determining the least common multiple LCM of the denominators before addition. Subtract like fractions by subtracting the numerators and keeping the denominator unchanged. For mixed fractions, first convert them to improper fractions. Ensure they share common denominators before performing arithmetic operations. Thanks for watching.